and welcome. This is News Hour Live on SLBC. I'm Cecilia Ali Sise. Your top stories this morning. West African Health Organization reveals plans to launch vaccine for Lassa fever. SLBC Act undergoes first review since 2010. And Ministry of Planning and United Nations begin national workshop on localizing SDGs and Agenda 63. These reports and more plus sport and entertainment are lined up in this edition of News Hour. Stay with us. Members of the West African Health Organization have disclosed plans to fight Lassa fever head-on with the release of a vaccine. The disclosure was made during the opening of a second ECOWAS International Conference on Lassa fever, organized by the West African Health in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire.
Under the theme, Beyond Borders, Strengthening Regional Cooperation to Combat Lassa Fever and Emerging Infectious Disease, the second ECOWAS International Conference on Lassa Fever brought together scientists, researchers, policymakers, and public health stakeholders from across the globe to share the latest scientific findings, prevention, diagnosis, treatment strategies, and collaborative approaches to tackling the endemic viral disease in West Africa. The Nigerian Minister of Health, Professor Mohammed Ali Patti, described Lassa fever as one of the region's persistent public health threats. He said the disease is local to West Africa. As such, local remedies should be explored to tackle it.
However, we recognize that national action must be complemented by a strong regional collaboration. Earlier today, we had a ministerial roundtable to discuss how we can collectively push for a vaccine over time that can help us prevent this disease.
Sierra Leone's Deputy Minister of Health, Professor Charles Senesi, said Sierra Leone has been very instrumental in providing data for the development of a vaccine for the disease, which is on course.
In terms of data generation, Sierra Leone had been at the forefront. As I said in my ministerial roundtable meeting, Sierra Leone was almost the center of excellence for viral hemorrhagic fever. We have been generating the data. We have been doing so well in Lassa fever. They are leveraging on our support now for this vaccine to be rolled out.
Both the Ivorian Minister of Health, Pierre Dimba, and the African Union Commissioner for Health and Humanitarian Services, Ambassador Amatum Amoa, underscored the importance of the conference, emphasizing the need for joint effort if Lassa fever is to be defeated in the region.
The progress made by each nation in the fight against infectious disease has been characterized by joint effort, and it is the same effort we are to put to defeat Lassa fever in the region. It is our hope that this conference will provide the answer to tackle Lassa fever in our respective countries.
Stronger ECOWAS collaboration is essential. Together, we can link national and regional surveillance systems with Africa CDC to ensure that outbreaks are detected and contained quickly.
On the side of the Ivorian Prime Minister, Dr. Robert Bouguer-Mambe, Lassa fever not only kills, but also places heavy social and economic burden on the people. He therefore called on the health experts to take action in vigor and rigor to relieve such a burden from the people. This conference provides an opportunity to deepen health security in the region. We need to have a new vision that should be hinged on prevention and mitigation of the risk. Each country should enjoy the services of other countries because infectious disease like Lassa fever is borderless. The conference will, in subsequent days, feature high-level interventions, panel discussion, and technical workshops, among others, that look at diagnostic development, community engagement, epidemic surveillance and response, as well as policy frameworks for sustainable disease control in the region. Emmanuel Samoa, SLBC.
Now, the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, SLBC, is undergoing a transformative moment as stakeholders nationwide unite behind a comprehensive review of the SLBC Act of 2010, led by the Media Reform for Coordinating Group, MRCG. The initiative seeks to reposition SLBC as a truly independent public service broadcaster, free from political interference and better equipped to meet the evolving media needs of Sierra Leoneans. Let's join Mohamed Lamin Touré for the full report.
The review forms part of the broader Media Empowerment for Democracy, Inclusion and Accountability project funded by the European Union and implemented by BBC Media Action. It builds on momentum from Sierra Leone's first ever Media Viability and Investment Conference, which produced a national action plan specifically Recommendation 4 and echoed on Recommendation 77 from the Tripartite Committee on Electoral Systems. Both called for SLBC editorial independence, financial autonomy, and infrastructure upgrades. The consultation brought together traditional leaders, civil society organizations, media regulators, journalists, and religious figures to discuss reforms that will align SLBC with international broadcasting standards. Speaking at the event, Francis Sowa, National Coordinator of MRCG, emphasized the importance of inclusive dialogue. The consultation is crucial to ensure the Review Act reflects the interests of Sierra Leoneans. The review also responds directly to the Tripartite Committee called for SLBC to become an impartial broadcaster, which regulated political airtime during elections and freedom from government budgetary constraints. Almami Lahai Kamara, communications expert at the Tripartite Committee Secretariat, noted that the recommendations will add value to what MDAs are doing. The SLBC will become more impactful once the Act is reviewed, that progress is being made through a people-centered approach. He described the Tripartite Committee as a peace-building mechanism rooted in citizens' participation and national development. Chairperson of SLBC Board of Trustees, Dr. Willis James, welcomed the review and cited Section 12 of the SLBC Act 2010, which affirms the corporation's independence from external control. She stressed the need for political impartiality, a board and management structure that reflects public interest, and financial sustainability to ensure professional operations. Dr. James also highlighted SLBC's current challenges, from erratic funding and outdated equipment to declining public trust, and called for reforms that insulate the broadcaster from political and commercial pressures. Minister of Information and Civic Education, Cherry Nomba, praised the initiative, citing Sierra Leone's dramatic rise in the World Press Freedom Index up to 29th place in 2022 to 46 out of 180 countries compared to 75 in 2021. He described SLBC as a national treasure, commending its dedicated staff and reaffirming the ministry's commitment to securing independent funding for the broadcaster.
Hope that the new act will have a human face, wherein equal access will be given to all political parties, irrespective of their size, to say whether you are in governance or opposition. You will have equal access to airspace at the SLBC, and also programs will be professional together with conducive environment for the staff, because the staff are concerned as large. Our concern is the welfare of the journalists. So we hope that there will be a better conducive environment for the staff and non-media actors that are working.
It's an opportunity to strengthen democracy, because the fact that we're working towards reviewing the laws that regulate the state broadcaster, I think it's very good, because it will create opportunity not just for those who are in power, but for all shades of society. So we'll have very good people, working in the institution. Not just that, we'll have very good inputs, not just from one side, from everybody. It's an inclusive process, and I feel that's the way to go.
It's a very laudable event. Of course, that the state broadcaster is one that is actually playing a very critical role in terms of information dissemination. So having a review of its policy, the policy or the act of the SLBC becomes the atlas or the compass for which they ride on. So having a review of the act, it's really very important, because again, it also brings about dynamic approaches to nation broadcasting.
As participants go into working groups to provide input, MRCG pledged to compile the findings and submit a formal report to relevant authorities for further action. Mohamed Lamintue, SLBC News, Freetown.
The Ministry of Planning and Economic Development, in collaboration with the United Nations, has begun a 3-day National Capacity Development Workshop on localizing the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, and Agendas 2063, advancing the principle of subsidiarity in practice. The event held at the New Brookfields Hotel in Freetown. Jonathan Turner reports.
The workshop seeks to deepen Sierra Leone's efforts in translating global and continental development commitments into actionable local strategies. It is being supported by the government of Italy as part of a regional initiative on strengthening local and national government capacities for SDG localization in Africa. Sierra Leone was selected for this initiative due to its active participation in continental SDG localization programs and pioneering experience with voluntary local reviews in 3 municipalities. This provides a stronger platform for scaling up action and aligning local development priorities with both the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and the African Union's Agenda 2063.
Initiatives like this localization of SDGs project, we are helping local governments mainstream SDGs into their development strategies. In Sierra Leone, we are working with ministries, municipalities, and civil society to ensure that no one is left behind. And we will build upon ongoing efforts to ensure participatory budgeting, innovation, and inclusion. We're talking about a decentralization policy. We're talking about a refreshed Government Act of 2022. And in all of this, one essential element that remained was actually the unbundling of functions, especially the financial functions or the legal functions.
Of national and local capacities for SDGs and Agenda 2063. This project, therefore, resonates with our government's aspirations of strengthening the public service delivery mechanism. Building on the initial strides in the domestication of the 2 frameworks, we would like to leverage this project to strengthen data collection and statistical systems at the local council level and national capacity for the evaluation of programs.
Chief Minister Dr. David Moinina Senge underscored the government's commitment to building strong and inclusive governance systems that place citizens at the center of development. He stressed that local governments must be empowered to deliver quality services, advance accountability, and ensure that no one is left behind in the country's development journey.
Economic development, technology and infrastructure, roads and culverts in the districts and in your villages that lead to those farms and provide jobs for the local workers, and revamping the public service. All of these are all rooted in human capital development. Now, each of these priorities are well linked to the global, regional, sub-regional, national, and local levels.
Discussions focus on applying the principle of solidarity, a UN-endorsed government framework that advocates assigning responsibilities to the lowest effective level of government while ensuring coherence across governance structures. Such a workshop is expected for participants to produce a roadmap for advancing solidarity in practice and accelerating the country's progress on global and continental development goals. For SLBC News, Jonathan Turner reporting.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Road Maintenance Fund Administration has expressed optimism about a positive outcome following comprehensive trainings for engineers and finance officers of all 22 local councils on IMFA procedures held in Makeni and Kenema. Mohammed Kalon was speaking in Kenema following the second and final leg of the training for engineers and finance officers from local councils in the east and south of the country. The training is designed to support the capacity of local councils in the implementation of IMFA-funded feeder roads projects. Suri Kamara reports.
The training session in Kenema came exactly a week after a similar one in Makeni for engineers and finance officers from local councils in the northwest and northeast regions, as well as those in the western area. In both Makeni and Kenema, the message is simple. RMFA procedures must be followed by local councils in the implementation of RMFA-funded projects.
Basically, we are looking at two things. One, the technical and the financial skills. Because in the past, based on our engagement with the councils and also the audit reports, we've actually reviewed, we assessed everything. We saw the need to actually build on the capacity of the staff members.
As the prime funding agency to feeder road projects of local councils, the technical and financial trainings were not only about capacity building, they were also designed to promote accountability and judicious use of public funds allocated for feeder road projects. The trainers, who make up of RMFA senior staff, emphasize the organization's approved standards in the design of project documents, requests for payment, and reporting. The presentations highlighted the recommended RMFA samples for construction projects, featuring signposts, construction of diversions, culverts and bridges, backfilling of culverts, and construction of embankments. The audit aspects of the workshop focus on physical works, contractual oversights, and common red flags.
This training has created a lot of impacts to me personally, because now I have seen the technical aspect of road maintenance work. They have guided me in the financial management process, and in terms of audits, they have also explained how they do their auditing and what they do with the reports and how they get back to it is to improve their own work and also our work. So this training is very necessary and it's timely.
The chairperson of the Kenema District Council, Frances Jambawai, acknowledged the significance of the training to local developments, noting that road maintenance was facing serious challenges in her locality.
We cannot manage to walk over broken bridges or broken culverts. So we are really facing this challenge, but the challenges are being treated bit by bit. So road maintenance, you are giving much as you are giving us, we are still expecting much because we have vast area to cover.
The Chief Executive Officer, Road Maintenance Fund Administration, described the trainings as huge success. From Makeni to Kenema, Mohammed Kalon said they observe with keen interest and have noted all areas where his institution and local councils need to work together for a better outcome of RMFA-funded road projects.
It was well thought of and it was timely. So there are some takeaways. Some of the issues we addressed here, some we could not, but we've taken note of them. Within the medium to long term, those that can be addressed, we can come back to the councils and address them. But on the whole, it was a very good program.
The Road Maintenance Fund Administration, by the RMFA Act of 2010, is responsible for the financing of core road network across the country. However, RMFA has observed that there have been delays in the implementation of feeder road projects allocated to local councils, and that many of these projects sometimes fall short of the desired goal due to technical and financial challenges. Suri Kamara, SLBC News, Freetown.
Now, the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center, in partnership with the Sierra Leone Police, has started collaborative police force training to capacitate law enforcement agencies for effective and efficient execution of their duties. The training brought together officers from the Sierra Leone Police, National Fire Force, Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, ALSLAF, Sierra Leone Correctional Service Operations Support Division, and the Immigration Department. Suleiman Babaturi has more.
So we use PowerPoints, mini lectures.
This training, according to Ghana's Deputy High Commissioner, aimed at strengthening the operational level competency of senior and middle management law enforcement officers with the requisite knowledge and technical skills to boost their performance in executing their duties and to promote effective collaboration and coordination.
The police course was developed out of the Brahimi report 1999 of the Sahel region. As we may all be aware, the said report indicated that border security issues are rarely integrated into national security strategies, while border authorities lack the required human capacity and modern capabilities for law enforcement agencies.
Deputy Inspector General of Police Sayomba Senesi lauded the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Center for the impactful event, stating the police would not achieve its dreams without proper capacity building of its personnel. He registered the SLP's continuous collaboration with other security forces to adequately manage security issues of national concern.
Temporary security challenges cannot be managed independently. This cause is therefore very crucial in not only letting us understand and appreciate the need for collaboration, but also inform us of its implications on sustaining peace and security in Sierra Leone.
The trainees described the session as timely, noting they will cascade the knowledge acquired during the training to their colleagues.
I expect to gain more skills and knowledge that will enable me to work effectively with other agencies.
After the 2 weeks, we'll see how we can recommend to management to accelerate our collaborations with sister forces in the security arena of Sierra Leone.
The training is expected to last for 11 days. In another development, the Sierra Leone Police has begun a 3-day training for law officers from the Criminal Investigations Department, CID, and the Law Officers Department on the new Criminal Procedure Act. The training for these officers, drawn from across the country, was to ensure all law enforcers were capacitated for better implementation and enforcement of the new CPA. Head of CID, Aliu Jallo, told participants that a training manual would be developed for better understanding of the CPA. Former Acting Chief Justice Honorable Brandmark said before putting the sections or acts together, they engaged citizens, including lawyers, across the country for their inputs. He said the new law was not to favor offenders or victims, but to be practical. In the act, he said, male police officers will no longer search female defendants and shortens judgment duration, among others.
So instead of the law or the procedure in the courts, police stations being more in favor of we, that is lawyers, policemen, now it's in favor of everybody.
A Deputy Inspector General of Police, Sayomba Senesi, described the new act as a step to building stronger cases, providing clear guidelines in arrest, detention, and protection against arbitrary actions, among others. The new CPA is described to be tripartite in nature, with the SLP, judiciary, and the Sierra Leone Correctional Service playing a crucial role in its implementation. SLBC News, Sulaiman Babaturi reporting.
The National Council for Civic Education and Development, NACED, has convened a stakeholder meeting with the Ministry of Transport Innovation at the Ministry's Conference Hall, Euro Building. The meeting was geared towards using a holistic approach in ensuring pedestrians using the traffic lights and overhead bridges are educated properly on safety regulations while utilizing these facilities. Aminata Fofana reports.
Findings from a perception survey by NACED revealed that the position of overhead bridges
inadequate public education and sensitization, street trading, self-made junction, and blatant disregard by drivers to abide by traffic rules made it difficult for pedestrians to use the facilities. It was against this backdrop, said the chairman of NACID, they saw the need to engage with the Ministry of Transport and Aviation and other authorities from the transportation sector to collectively develop a roadmap for the commencement of proper civic engagement with the public, using different channels to identify the root causes and alter solutions targeting in the western area.
It has been constructed, but again we observe that there has been some improper use of the bridges. You know, people are to walk on these bridges, not to cross the road with the vehicles. But instead, they are still crossing on the roads, leaving overhead bridges.
He said road safety was a security concern and human rights issue that should be addressed with urgency. Deputy Minister of Transport and Aviation Rex Boniface said Sierra Leone was among African countries in the world that records 300,000 accident cases every year as a result of their refusal to adhere to traffic lights. A reason he went further, it is now the 14th African country to ratify the road safety chapter deposited in the African Union, which would help in constructing and maintaining roads across the country. He said traffic lights and overhead bridges were to promote pedestrian safety, yet they refused to effectively and efficiently use them. Instead, misuse the facility, since some have turned these facilities to house parking lots and market spots.
Convoy, Vice President or First Lady, ministers and every other person therefore adhere to the safety rules.
He underscored the timeliness of the collaboration and pledged the ministry's unflinching support to its success. The installation of CCTV cameras, provision of electricity, and adherence to traffic rules were the recommendations from attendees as part of the solutions. SLBC News, Aminata Fufana.
You're still watching News Live from Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation in Freetown. We continue with more stories. As political parties in Sierra Leone are in preparations for the 2028 general elections, SLPP's Western Area Regional Chairman has called on all party PROs to go into action to propagate government's agenda, development strides, and misinformation. Honorable Mansour Abu Dumbuya made the call during a meeting with the SLPP Western Area Council of PRO's media team at the party headquarters in Freetown. Suleiman Babaturi was there and now reports.
We want to popularize the big five game changer.
Engaging SLPP's PROs in the Western Area, the party's Western Area Regional Chairman, Honorable Mansour Abu Dumbuya, admonished the party's PROs to hit the ground running in propagating government activities that would create easy way for winning in 2028.
We have done a lot. His Excellency the President, Dr. Julius Madabio, nobody can deny that fact. There are so many things that he has done within these 7 years that we have never seen before. But are we letting the people know? Sierra Leoneans do not all stay here. Most of them, some of them are outside the country. Do they know what is good that we are doing? No, because we are not selling the message out.
SLPP's Western Area Regional PRO, Jocelyn Jo Abu, said the council was formed to popularize government's big five game changers and engaging media outlets to address disinformation on the party's developmental strides.
The purpose of coming today to the regional chairman, we have already developed the blueprints, which is showing our plans, our aim and objective, and our mission. And that's why if you see our team for this first 1 year, let the voice of the public relations officers speaks aloud.
The council comprises 5 districts and 350 zones. The meeting was also graced by some regional executive members of the Sierra Leone People's Party. SLBC News, Suleiman Babatue reporting.
Now, as the 2025-2026 academic year commences, parents and caregivers strive to provide the necessary school materials for their children, and the fate of many special needs children and less privileged seem uncertain. With the aim of enhancing educational opportunities for less privileged children and those with special needs, Mercy Without Limits has donated school materials to these children. Abubakar Kamar reports.
The windfall was to help boost the government's free quality education drive, especially special need and less privileged children. Over 400 children benefited from the gesture provided by Mercy Without Limits. The items distributed include bags and other learning materials. The senior social worker Mercy Without Limits, Awana Tusise, said our organization believes in education and the empowerment of women and children.
This is a fact now in our country. We see the rate of the dropouts, the use of this recently drugs that has been ravaging the youths in our country. So in that note, Mercy Without Limits deem it necessary to come in and take care of the orphans, so we will minimize the rate of drugs addict in our country.
A beneficiary, Fatmata Kamara, coordinator for parents, Watalo, said, for the past 11 years, Mercy Without Limits has been supporting them and thank donor for the continued support to their children.
Since my husband traveled and I did not know his whereabouts, but Mercy Without Limit has been supporting my children.
Charles A. Kaloko, the logistics officer, Mercy Without Limits, stressed that the organization provides support to deprived communities and improve on their livelihood. He said they have branches in other countries where they are providing basic needs through capacity building, protection, education, empowerment, rehabilitation programs, psychological support, livelihood, family counseling, and food security projects. SLBC News in Freetown, Abubakar Kamar reporting.
In actualizing the promise made by President Bill in 2019, the Ministry of Defense and the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces have officially launched the ASLAF Service Women's Day, aimed to be celebrated on the 7th of September every year. The launch, according to Deputy Minister of Defense, was part of President Bill's commitment towards promoting gender equality and women's empowerment. Let's join Suleiman Babatue for more.
The ASLAF Service Women's Day celebration was born out of President Bio's promise made during the recruitment of over 300 female military officers in 2019. The launch and celebration was to honor current and ex-serving female military officers for their selfless sacrifices, efforts to break barriers, and representing the country in international programs and missions. Most senior serving female military officer and coordinator of Women and Children's Health, 34 Military Hospital, Colonel Dr. Tomosia George, admonished all to consider the event as a turning point for gender empowerment and men seeing women as potential allies in defending a beloved nation.
We, the serving women of ASLAF, are not asking that standards be lowered to accommodate us. Rather, we ask that we be supported and given opportunities to build our capacities to serve alongside you as allies and colleagues, and not as ration.
Deputy Minister of Defense registered his ministry's commitment to strengthening equality in the military, eliminating gender discrimination, women's empowerment, and promotion based on merit. The Deputy Minister of Defense admonished the celebrants to take the celebration as a declaring call to equity in the military.
This moment is a clear testament to the commitment of our staff to upholding and responding to the barrier assessment of 2022, the Women, Peace and Security Agenda, the United Nations Security Council Resolution 1325 and 1820, the Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment Act 2022, respectively.
Guest of honor and gender advisor to the president, Aissata Jabi Kaba, referred to the celebration as a moment of recognition, commitment, bravery, and dedication to service for women in uniform in defending Sierra Leone. She told her audience to build a force where women and men thrive for a success.
Across the world, the role of women in defense and security has proven indispensable, and Sierra Leone is no exception. Our women in uniform have demonstrated courage, resilience, and professionalism, whether in peacekeeping missions abroad, in safeguarding our national borders, or in providing essential humanitarian support to communities in times of crisis.
The launch was honored by officials from the Sierra Leone Correctional Service, Armed Forces Wives Cooperative Society, and ex-serving women. SLBC News, Sulaiman Babature reporting.
Away from that, Sabrima Town in Kalaun District witnessed a great moment for education as the Deputy Minister of Technical and Higher Education, with support from his family and friends, handed over a new 3-classroom block to the Methodist Church. Sergio Aziz Kamara said the gesture was born out of his early experience in the Eastern region, where access to primary school education shaped his academic journey. Jonathan Turner has more.
This preschool early childhood development center that Honorable Minister Sergio Aziz Kamara and his family then don't build with the community.
Before the renovation, the structure depicted on a banner displayed at the ceremony was in a dilapidated condition, posing serious challenges for both pupils and teachers. Today, that crushing building has been transformed into a modernized, child-friendly learning facility fitted with essential materials to provide children with a safer and more conducive environment. The donor, familiar face and son of the soil, Deputy Minister of Technical and Higher Education, Sergio Aziz Kamara, emphasized that education was not only about personal development, but it's also about adding value to the community and the younger generation. He noted that the school contributes to human capital development and will play a pivotal role in nurturing the next generation of leaders.
Well, I think, when I went to school, I was 6 years old. So this is giving an opportunity to little children at 3 years old to be in preschool, play-based learning, functional education, so that they have an opportunity, they have a positive start to life.
For Deputy Minister of Basic and Secondary School Education, Emily Gogra, early childhood education was the way to go. She pledged her ministry's support to ensure that the school maintains a quality learning environment.
Build up their foundation. Here in Sierra Leone, we have used the integrated approach, bringing in the health and the nutritional aspects. Of course, there is a toilet, and they are planning to feed the children, giving them their nutritional value.
Chief Minister Dr. David Moinina Senge hailed the project as a shining example of citizens-led development. He described it as a critical investment in early childhood education that will positively change the lives of many children in Shebema and surrounding communities.
The government believes in early childhood development. We have these community teachers who are here, and these kids, they're playing. I mean, we're talking play. It's part of how people learn. There's there's learning materials that they have. There's play materials, and that's part of what we want. This is the foundation of the country.
The church stakeholders and community leaders also expressed deep appreciation to the deputy minister, describing his intervention as a visionary act of service that will benefit generations to come. The school is set to open this academic year. For SLBC News, Jonathan Turner reporting.
Well, it's now time for our international news.
Hello and welcome to the international news with me, Esther Suzanette Bassi. Israel carried out what it's called a precise strike on Hamas senior leadership in Qatar on Tuesday, with the Palestinian group claiming the IDF targeted negotiators. Several blasts were heard in Doha, the Qatari capital, this afternoon as the IDF claimed responsibility for the unprecedented strikes. The IDF said that it and the Israel security agency Shin Bet had conducted a precise strike targeting the senior leadership of Hamas. Prior to the strike, measures were taken in order to mitigate harm to civilians, including the use of precise munitions and additional intelligence, it said, vowing to continue to operate to defeat the Hamas terrorist organization. Israel media, citing a senior Israeli official, said the attack was aimed at top Hamas leaders, including Khalil al-Hayya, its Gaza chief. Qatar said that the strikes had targeted the residential homes of Hamas officials. Al Jazeera reported that Hamas negotiators had been hit in Doha, quoting a senior Hamas official. An AFP journalist said explosions had rocked a Hamas compound. Local Ukrainian officials say at least 21 people have been killed in a Russian airstrike on a village in eastern Ukraine. President Zelensky said the victims were ordinary people collecting their pensions in the Donetsk settlement of Yarova. Donetsk regional leader Vadim Filashkin said emergency services were at the scene and as many people were wounded as killed. Yarova is to the north of Sloviansk, one of the big cities in the region, and not far from the front line as Russian forces advanced slowly in the east. If confirmed, the death toll would be among the heaviest attacks on Ukrainian civilians in recent weeks, 42 months into Russia's full-scale invasion. At least 23 people were killed in overnight airstrikes on Ukraine's capital Kyiv at the end of August. The White House has denied that an alleged letter from Donald Trump to Jeffrey Epstein is authentic, saying the president did not draw this picture and he did not sign it. U.S. lawmakers released the letter, which features a drawing of a woman's body as part of a birthday book given to Epstein in 2003. The book was part of a trove of documents released by a U.S. House committee, including the late pedophile financier's will and his personal address book, which includes the names of royalty, celebrities, models, and politicians from around the world. The birthday book also contains a message from Lord Peter Mandelson, the UK ambassador to the US, in which he calls Epstein my best pal. And finally, in the international news, the International Criminal Court has opened its war crimes case against fugitive Ugandan rebel leader Joseph Kony in its first ever confirmation of charges hearing without the accused present. The proceedings marked a historic moment for the court and could serve as a test case for future prosecutions of high-profile suspects who currently appear to be beyond its reach. Despite an arrest warrant issued 20 years ago, Kony, the founder and leader of the Lord's Resistance Army (LRA), has managed to evade arrest. He faces 39 counts of war crimes and crimes against humanity, including murder, sexual enslavement, abduction, and forcing thousands of children to fight as soldiers in the LRA. Kony said he wanted to install a government based on the biblical 10 commandments, and he was fighting for the rights of the Acholi people in northern Uganda. Well, that's end the international news from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. I am Esther Suzanette Bassi. Thanks for watching. Continue to stay glued.
From the international news, let's go over to business updates.
Hello and welcome to Business Update segment that brings you the insights in business and its contributions towards positive impact in the economy. I'm Dennis Fraser. In today's edition, traders at Blackall Road, PWD, are calling on the authorities to provide them with more available market spaces. Now, traders at Blackall Road, PWD, have raised concerns over limited spaces in the market and are calling on the authorities to provide them with more spaces. Now, our intern reporter Aminata Kamara went there and put together this report.
The Bottom Mango Market, a well-constructed facility on tap as many traders continue to sell at Moiba Junction. Opposite the market, despite the polished infrastructure, street trading persists. Adama Mansare, a fish trader, voiced her frustration.
I don't live here past 10 years now.
I have been trading here for over 10 years. The problem is, those already inside the markets refuse to allow us in, saying we have always sell outside, so we should stay there. We have no choice but to sell on the streets so we can feed our children. I am pleading with the government to step in.
Many traders echoed similar concerns. Fatmata Conte stated,
when we try to enter the market, they drive us away, claiming there is no space. We don't have anywhere else to go. I am asking the government to provide umbrellas or support so we can earn and take care of our families.
Other traders say the risk of selling on the street is growing. Mawa Kamara, another trader, said,
I have tried selling inside, but they push me out, saying I can't place my goods in front of theirs. Meanwhile, I can see empty spaces while I'm standing in the rain. I just need support so I can trade inside the market safely.
Despite the existence of a well-built market, many traders remain outside, exposed to the harsh weather and road hazards due to limited cooperation and enforcement. They called on government to provide fair access to the markets and support to operate in safe, dignified conditions. Without intervention, informal trading will likely continue, putting both traders and customers at risk.
But that's all in this edition of Business Updates. Many thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Let's now find out the latest in sports.
Hello and welcome to the Sporting Updates that brings you the very best in Sierra Leonean sports. We are happy today, and in fact we are joyful because the Stars of Sierra Leone defeated Ethiopia 2-0 in the ongoing 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers at the SKD Stadium in Liberia. Here is the update.
Juma Bar goes long, looking for Kagbo again. Inside is Mohamed Kamara!
The Leon Stars of Sierra Leone have delivered a crucial performance in their quest for a place at the 2026 FIFA World Cup and securing a well-deserved 2-0 victory against Ethiopia. A first-half strike from Momo Ibrahim Kamara and a dramatic late goal from Alassane Koroma sealed the win and igniting fresh hopes among fans across the nation.
Well, I'm glad because now a big victory for we because Leon Star they did very well today compared to the past game there. Because all my say this game by the no go win today because of the past game they play. They cannot score first 1-0. They at the end. Listen, they can't equalize when they all the beat them, but this particular game where they play today, I really admire watch the game and I hope say we continue for play so we go qualify for go World Cup.
Oh well, the team try because normally we know say Leon Star no and done game, but the way me see the game today, the team play because from start to finish we play the man and to level. If the team continue for play so, I see victory for the team for qualify.
Well, a big win for you actually, you know, and we like how they play today.
They watch what them play, see the tic-tac for the game, that should say the team will improve.
I think I'm very so happy for the win, Salon win. They're going to make the other game when they come. Don't get another win for Salon. We're so very happy for Mamer, Kalon, the coach.
The match, a crucial encounter in the FIFA World Cup qualifiers, saw both teams battle fiercely for control. It was Sierra Leone, however, who found the breakthrough. In the 37th minute, a moment of brilliance from Momo Ibrahim Kamara saw him fire home a shot, putting the Stars of Sierra Leone ahead and sending the home crowd into ecstasy as the game entered its final moments, with Ethiopia pushing for an equalizer. Reserve Alassane Koroma stepped up to seal the victory. In the 90+ 5th minute, his goal puts the results beyond doubt, giving Sierra Leone a vital 3 points and a perfect end to the match. The win is a significant boost for the Leone Stars, and their campaign is a testament to the team's resilience and determination. The result leaves Sierra Leone in a strong position as they continue their journey on the road to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Also, in another development in Group A, Egypt and Burkina Faso played to a goalless draw in match day 8 of the 2026 qualifiers. Well, the hopes for Sierra Leone are getting bigger by the day. If only the Stars will complete on a high, then they will certainly have the opportunity to grace the World Cup for the first time in the history of Sierra Leonean football. And that ends your update, and thank you so much for watching. See you next time.
Well, thanks to Abdul Kabir for that sports update, and that's how we draw the curtains on this edition of News Hour on SLBC. Now to end the news, your top stories again. Members of the West African Health Organization have disclosed plans to fight Lassa fever head-on with the release of a vaccine. This disclosure was made during the opening of the second ECOWAS International Conference on Lassa fever, organized by the West African Health in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire. SLBC Act undergoes first review since 2010, led by the Media Reform Coordinating Group MRCG. The initiative seeks to reposition the SLBC as a truly independent public service broadcaster, free from political interference and better equipped to meet the evolving media needs of Sierra Leoneans. And the Ministry of Planning and Economic Development, in collaboration with the United Nations, has begun a 3-day National Capacity Development Workshop on localizing the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, and Agenda 2063, advancing the principle of subsidiarity in practice. Well, that's the end of the news from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation in Freetown. Thanks for watching, and do continue to stay tuned to your public broadcaster, the SLBC. Coming up next is Good Morning Sierra Leone. I am Cecilia Ali Sisi. Goodbye.
A place cannot produce poems. It can only not prevent them. And Freetown is good at that, for Freetown has its own sudden elegances. People are slow to leave it, quick to return. And there are others who come for a year or two and stay for a lifetime, sensing that they've found a city that is in the world, yet sufficiently on the edge of it to have a different resonance. Let me tell you something about this city. All of us, we're all just passing through, and we've all been here forever. Those who came, those who stayed, those who never returned. Tides turn, seasons change, we've waited and we've watched. But we've always been here. We've always listened, because there is a different resonance here. It comes from the river, and the land, and the sky.
It's our place, all of us.
This city belongs to everyone.
And you know when it's your time.
And it's our time.
Listen, we are Freetown.
The golden rules of Freetown.
Don't pretend you're something that you're not.
Don't go thinking you're better than anyone else.
Or that anyone else is better than you.
Don't shout about it. Get on with it.
We are Freetown.
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 Yeah.
We found our voice again.
I'm from India and Freetown.
I'm from China and Freetown.
I'm from the UK and Freetown.
I am from Nigeria and Freetown.
I am from home and Freetown.
This city belongs to everyone.
The fisherman,
the taxi driver,
the barber,
the drummers, the dancers.
All of us.
All of us. Everybody. We are Freetown.
The past is ours.
The future is ours. It's our time again.
And this city belongs to everyone.
The playwright,
the greengrocer,
the teacher,
the dog.
This space is ours.
This light is ours.
The beaches are ours. The rivers now we own.
The roads are ours.
The bridges now we own.
We are Freetown.
We are all visitors and we've all been here forever.
We've got the mightiest river.
And the biggest sky.
And there's a resonance again.
Freetown. Freetown.
We are proud of this place.
We love this city.
And we want you to love it too.
We are proud of this place.
Na pass we all dey pass like stranger dem, but we all don't dare from them. Come here and you'll feel it, that end of the line sense of freedom. Say yes to Freetown. Say yes to freedom.
We are the national broadcaster, and I am Sulaiman Baba Toure, a reporter and presenter at the SLBC. Your voice, my voice.
From the commercial department, I am Regina Bangra. You are watching SLBC. Your voice, my voice.
I am Jonathan Turner, a reporter for Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, SLBC. As a reporter, I do stories on education, health, politics, and more. Stay glued with SLBC to watch my stories. Your voice, my voice.
Lucian Ganda, producer Wayus, and producer and presenter Christian Editions on TV. This is the SLBC.
I am William Wise, presenter Wayus and also reporter at the SLBC. And this is the SLBC.
I am Salma Tabak.
Wednesday, the 10th of September 2025, and it is a pleasant morning and a warm welcome to your program Good Morning with Sierra Leone, the program that always starts your day. I am Sheku Smiler.
And my name is Francis, and our quote of the day is from British statesman Winston Churchill, and it says, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we keep." In the program this morning, Ministry of Finance to commence financial year 2026 budget.